My name is Jan Mark Tellington. This is Ken, and we're part of the electric vehicle conversion team. And so what a project is taking an existing work truck donated by the college and running it off an electric motor with its electrical systems. And so in order for us to do that, we first need to take out our already existing motor inside that truck. And we did that about 2 years ago or so. Then we need to install our electric motor and also all the other components with it. We're using a HC50 motor with a 120-volt battery pack and a Curtis controller. Past team members have already actually assembled most of the electrical components aside from the battery management system. And so that's actually laid out in just this display board per se. And so right now we're working on the mechanical components, or the mechanical side of things, so such as the coupler and the adapter plate. And so what we've done in the past semester or two was actually create this coupler. And so what a coupler does is essentially connects one thing to another. And so in our case, it's connecting this electric motor shaft onto the transmission. And this has to be a precise concentric part. And instead of just using some raw material and starting from scratch, he decided to actually take apart the motor that we previously took out and take out the crankshaft to use that. So this is actually the crankshaft of that motor, and it's kind of rusty. We cut it off and we machined it down to our specifications and broached it. So essentially made a slot for our motor, for our shaft. Next, we created the adapter plate, and this adapter plate is what actually holds the motor and glues it onto the transmission. And so what we used was a 1 inch thick plate of aluminum. And unfortunately, we couldn't use the CNC because this part was way too big for our CNC here. So we had to manually machine it. And that took a while, but we got it to this. And so once we have this part made, we can attach it on to the complete assembly. And so what you see here is the adapter plate, and this is the coupler embedded inside. And that coupler actually bolts onto this flex plate here, and that flex plate is connected to the transmission. And so this allows for proper and concentric transfer of rotation from the motor onto the transmission, which moves the wheels. And so here we'll talk about what we've done this summer.
Well, first of all, it's Ayang.
Oh.
Louis too. You actually.
I said Ayang?
No, you say Yang.
Okay.
Anyways, so far on the first day of summer 2, so we actually made a prototype for the plate on top of the adapter, the aluminum plate. So and then I made tons of prototype for that, and then we actually shortened the size for the plate that would be on the top of the adapter. So and then we also designed that's on the other side of the base plate. You'll see on the next slide. And the motor supports. So that plate will be holding the pipe that will be holding the motor on the side of it. There will be 4 steel pipes around the motor. And the space in between, it will be like a 1 finger size of it, and you'll see it on the next slide. And yeah, and we also measure the angle, 2 angles from the steel pipes, and for each one of them. And then we did have a technical difficulty for that. We didn't, but we solved it by mirroring. We were basically mirroring this one side to the other. So we fixed that, and that will be the picture of that. So this is the 4 steel that will be around the motor, and then on top of it will be the motor controller right here. And that's the one of the plate that will be on top of the adapter plate. And this is another base plate that we talked about in before slide. Base plate right here. And that's the transmission side plate that's the plate that we put it on. And we actually did a plasma cutting. We used the machine that has been used for a while, and then we made that work with the help of Mark and Ron. And so what it does is it automatically cut the plate, the metal plate into the design that we had on our computer. So we just plug the USB into the controller, and then on the voila, you just press the button, and then it just cuts it for you. Yeah, and that's the almost finished product because they will be welded on to the plate that we cut right here. They'll be welded. So our immediate steps that we talked about, yes, we will weld them, assemble together the pipes into each plates that we and then yeah, we have to fix the transmission for our next week. That's our immediate steps that we have to work on. And then for our summer goal would be create housing for electronics and for the indoor, right? I'm not indoor, inside the power truck, and then install new components such as U-joints and brakes. That's our summer goal for the truck. And our meeting times, if you guys want to just stop by and see our process of working on the project. Mondays and Tuesdays, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And our mentor is Ron Gross. And his email is right here. So if you have, yeah, that's our